Hey, what if I tell you you don't need to create a long, beautiful post to convince people to, or maybe to build a relationship with people or with your audience. Okay, instead, you can create a short post that has as much value and still be able to turn your audience into buyers. Okay, and you also get people to raise their hands whenever you drop an offer. Sounds awesome, right? Well, that's what happens to Josh Cousins. His posts are mostly short, inspirational posts, and it's usually not beautifully done. Like, it doesn't have many emojis and pictures, and it doesn't have any fancy words, just straight to the point, and still has as much value as a long post. So in this episode, Josh and I will going to break down how you can create short content that helps you generate leads or buyers. And here's a little bit about Josh. So he lives in Spain and running a 6-figure coaching business. He started off online when he was 16, and he managed to hit his first 6-figure when he was 19. And since then, he's been scaling to multi 6 figures a year. Okay. So, that's a short bio right there. Okay. Alright, make sure to subscribe or follow this podcast if you haven't already, especially if you want to double your leads or customers through your content. Then this podcast is for you. So one more thing here, this is the first part of the whole interview, and another part will be coming out next week. Alright, let's begin. So here are some of the biggest questions when it comes to content marketing. Why does the content that gets tons of likes and comments does not make more money than the one with a few likes? And why do some influencers with more than 10,000 followers are still broke, while the ones with a few hundreds only make a fortune? And how come the content that is so good still cannot make people buy while the simplest one can? Well, today, people are obsessed with the number of followers, likes and comments whenever they put on a content. And the truth is, those things are what makes people broke. So how do these successful marketers create content that generates money? Those are the questions, and on this podcast, you'll find the answers. I'm your host, Ashraf, and you're listening to Content Marketing Hacks. What is up, Josh? Welcome to the Content Marketing Hacks. I am so glad to have you here.
Hey Ashraf, man, I'm glad you're having me on, man. Glad you're having me on. Super happy to be here, and super happy to be talking about, content marketing and really how to make it work on Facebook. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, I've been looking for that too, because you are the only one that can make that work. So I am really curious about that. So
for sure.
All this amazing stuff. I really want to know. Yeah, before we get into all this amazing stuff, I really want to know, why are you so passionate about helping people doing business through Facebook? Okay, because you've been talking to people that you want to help people how to do business through Facebook, right? So why are you so passionate about that?
Yeah, man, there's a couple of different reasons. I mean, I think the first reason that's very obvious is obviously the more people you can help, the more money you can make for yourself. So the more money you can make for yourself, the more things you can do for yourself. So obviously I feel like that's the main motivation, obviously, for building a business. But as well, when you have clients and people coming into your programs, your coaching, your courses, whatever it is you're selling, and when someone goes through your coaching and they're able to start making some money and quit their job and start hitting their goals, that's like an unbelievable feeling that is priceless. Right. So there's that as well. Like in the beginning stages of me running my business, it was a lot for profit and money, not having to work again at a job. But then it slowly went from that to literally, wow, helping someone quit their job is actually a really, really good feeling. So that it really is one of the main reasons as to why I do what I do. Right. It's just that's why I'm so passionate about it, because it's just a great feeling in general.
Wow. Okay. So you like seeing people not getting a job. Is that
yeah
right?
I mean, not just a job, like whatever it is, like if I got a client and their goal is to make $10,000 a month, or pay for a family member's hospital bills, or whatever it is their goal is, and I can help them achieve that goal, then I'm happy. It doesn't just necessarily have to be quitting their job or not having to work again. It can really be anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I understand that feeling. The feeling of getting your students get the results right.
Mm.
Yeah. So, what if your students or your clients get more results than you? Maybe, let's say you are making 10K and they are making 50K. So, what kind of feeling do you have at that time?
Yeah, it's happened to us a couple times where students of ours or clients of ours have outgrown us in a specific area of the business. But yeah, man, it's just a good feeling. It's just a great feeling. At the end of the day, whenever that does happen, we tend to take a step back and we look at what they're doing, because obviously if they're progressing faster than we are in a specific area of the business, then they're probably doing something right and probably doing something different. So whenever that happens, I always have a good feeling for them, but I always try to learn off of that experience, right? I try to pick up a certain technique, strategy, or way of doing something that they are doing so I can apply it to my own business. So what I really tend to do is, no matter what the situation is, I always try to learn something from it.
Yeah.
Always.
Wow. Oh, that's nice. Do you invest to them back, or do you just ask them how did you make it with that?
Um, it, Usually when it does happen, there is like a conversation going back and forth. So like obviously the main goal of a client is for that client to be a lifelong client, right? A client that you can retain for long periods of time. So whenever that does happen, and if we've helped them get to that point, then they'll obviously will be going back and forth. So they will tell us how they've done it, and the thing is, online you can see what people are doing, right? You can see what
Mhm.
mastermind they're a part of, what they're investing in, what their strategy is. It's
Yeah.
literally just a case for you to take that and to put it to work. Like, I mean, building an online business is simple, but it's not easy. So,
Oh,
like I can look at a client who's doing really, really well, and I know what he's doing, and I know that it's simple. It's just having that self-esteem, self-confidence, to actually put it into work, if that makes sense.
yeah. I love that. I like that
Mhm.
quote. It's simple. It's easy, but not simple. All right. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
for
know.
sure.
Yeah. So what is what is shocking to me is that you are still young. You are 21 actually, and you're
Hmm.
actually the same age as me.
Awesome, man.
And
Awesome.
yeah, yeah, and you've done a lot of things. Not only things but big things, right? You made six figures in at the age of 19. So
Hmm.
you're still young, and you have a lot of journeys, and you have so many things to try. So what is it that you want to achieve right now?
Mm. Good goal. Good question. Sorry, good question. So for me, man, it's honestly to get to a point to be diversified, and to branch out of the online space as well. So it could be real estate, it could be stocks, could be crypto, but to be diversified because at the end of the day, my goal isn't to necessarily have millions of dollars in the bank, is to have assets that are going to produce income for me, such as cryptocurrency, staking, interests, real estate, whatever it may be. So that's my end goal. That's like my 10-year plus goal. I'd love to be 30, 40 years old and just make enough money to live off passively from, interests, rent from real estate, appreciation from real estate, and assets that I have. So that's my main goal. And obviously the online side of things as well, it's to scale that to $1 million a year business. So $100,000 plus a month. That's my short-term goal right now.
Okay, wait. So you said you also have tried crypto and real estate?
Mm. I'm not yet
Wow.
into real estate, but I am heavily invested into crypto. So I do have quite a lot of money into crypto at the moment.
Nice. Okay, how many sources of income do you actually have right now?
Good question. So let me count quickly. One.
Oh my goodness, that is so many.
I'd say six right now. Six.
Oh.
Um, I have a couple in terms of cryptocurrency where you just put money in and it earns money, interest like 5% a year, 6% a year. And then everything else is online. So through Facebook, coaching, courses, masterminds. And that's how we're making our
Mhm.
money right now. So yeah, 6.
Ah, I see. So, okay, you have all these things now. Okay, you have a Facebook group that has
Mm.
6K members in it, right? And you also
Yeah.
have a course, you have your own company. You basically have a lot of things, even at this such a young age. So, what kind of challenge do you face in your level? My challenge and yours might be
Mm.
different, and you are basically up there. So I want to know what happens up there, right?
Yeah, for sure. You know what's interesting as well, man, is like like I mean, I guess when I got started online a few years ago, I dreamed of being where I am now. And now that I'm here, I'm dreaming of being where other people are, because it goes much, much higher. And honestly, I'd say that where I am now, it's there's so many responsibilities. So right now we're building out a team. And right now we have a team of 5 people, and it is so stressful and there are so many responsibilities that come with that. So I would say that once you start making money, once you start, I don't know, making $100,000 a year, your problems change. You still have problems. Like when you're starting out online, you're trying to quit your job, you're trying to build a business, you're trying to build authority, you're trying to build an audience, you're trying to monetize your audience. But when you start doing that, your problems completely change. Now you've got responsibilities. Now you've got to pay team members. Now you've got to pay a lot of money in tax. So these are the problems that I'm facing right now. They're good problems to have, but they're still problems nonetheless.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, so you have 5 members in your
Mhm.
company. Are those 5 members are the one who control Facebook group and the other company?
Right now, well, we have two coaches. So inside of our program, so they help us with our clients. Then we have a couple other people as well who deal with lead generation, admin tasks. So right now we manage the Facebook group entirely, but we do have people managing support, emails, thumbnails, graphic design, anything that needs to be done. They're on hand to help. So it really is to make everything easier. Because I don't know about you, but I'm sure you have like a million tasks to do every day. So you wake up in the morning and you have to
Mhm.
post on your Facebook profile, your Facebook group. You have to do
Yeah.
messages, you have to do email, and it's so much time and it's so much space in your mind. So I would say, even for you, man, and anyone listening to this, it's get rid of those tasks as soon as you possibly can and outsource them so you can focus on the creative side of your business ASAP.
Awesome. So, okay,
Mm.
one key takeaway that I got here is that your challenge right now is you find it hard to manage a lot of people.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's
It's
so
not
awesome.
easy. Yeah, it could
Yeah.
be stressful. Like, like for example, but that's the thing, with business, like the business world, the market, nobody cares what your problems are. And the thing is, when you start a business, you're basically signing a contract. And in that contract, it says that, you're going to be doing things that nobody wants to do to have a life that nobody gets to have. So it's
Mm.
one of those things where people complain about a business being hard and difficult, but it's what you signed up for. Like nobody said it was going to be easy. And there is so many different levels and it just gets harder and harder and harder. So, you just got to control your emotions more and so on and so forth. So it's a lot of internal work, but honestly, it's a great journey. I think it builds a lot of character as well.
Yeah, I am so agree with you on that. It's all about having the right mindset when you
Yeah.
start a business, right? Yeah. Awesome. So, as you know, Josh, we are talking about how to make 6 figures on Facebook
Mm.
by, posting inspirational quotes. So, Josh, yeah, you've been posting this kind of quote since 2018, right?
Yeah.
And at that time, you were 18 and you made 6 figures at 19. So,
Hmm.
I want to know, how did you make 6 figure by posting that kinds of quotes, that kinds of content on Facebook, and you didn't really make a value type post, right? The kind of post that talk about how to. I'm talking
Yeah.
about at that time. So, how exactly did you sell your stuff?
So one thing that a lot of people don't get is people buy on emotion, and then once they've bought your product, they use the logical side of their brain to justify their purchase. So that's something that I understood very, very early on, and it's just like yourself and anyone listening to this. When you're on Facebook, there is thousands of people selling courses, coaching, and whatever it is. And whenever you do make a purchase, it's probably because your emotions are driven towards that person. Now, once you've bought that program or that course and that coaching, you justify as to why you bought it. So, obviously, when I was posting those quotes, and obviously I wouldn't say I've made, $500,000 because I'm just posting quotes. Like, the quotes is one part of the business, but the other part was with the attention I can get from those quotes. So obviously when you post a short quote, you can get a ton of likes, you get a ton of engagement, you get a ton of comments. And then what happens is anyone who comments and likes my posts, Facebook will show my future content to them. So then what I do with my future content, I make inspirational posts, motivational posts, right? And once people see those sorts of posts, they react emotionally. For example, I share my story quite often, how I was broke a few years ago. A lot of people can relate to that. And when someone relates to you on that deep level, their emotions get ticking. And then that's when people buy your products and services.
Okay. So how many times do you post quotes and then you post your stories? I mean, what kind of ratios is that?
Yeah. So right now, I'm not going to base it off of right now, because right now, again, I'm all over the place right now with my own company. But a couple years ago, when I was on my own, I was solo. I was an affiliate marketer. I would post every single day on a daily basis, nonstop.
Wow.
In terms of the ratio, I would not do value posts, as you said. I would do 3-4 quotes a week, and then 2-3, sometimes 4 result posts a week as well. And that's what it comes out. So 50-50 between the two, because what people need to understand is, like, I was doing it strategically. I was using the algorithm to my advantage and momentum. And obviously those results posts were the ones fueling everything that I've built up until now.
I see. That's powerful. And okay, so you said that you were an affiliate marketer at that time. What exactly did you affiliate with?
Yeah, so I was an affiliate with a company called Exodus Elite. So have you heard of that company?
No.
No. Yeah, it's like it's got like an MLM vibe to it, like an MLM side. So it was 100% commission. So at the time, the highest product was $1,000. So if you made $1,000 sale, you would keep those $1,000. So it was like peer to peer. So that's what I was doing. So like the commission basis was pretty easy to get it rolling at the time. I don't know how it would work now, because it's a couple years later. The market has changed, consumers have changed, but that's the company that I was affiliated with.
Nice. And then did you still do it? Are you still doing it?
No, it's not something I've promoted openly for a year and a half now, 2 years. I stopped promoting it around 2 years ago.
Nice. Okay. So, I actually like your posts. I mean, you don't really put many emojis. It's just, it's just true bombs, straight to the point, right? But, and like I say, you don't really post the how-to tips or value type posts. So why do you think it worked so well? In terms of
Okay, so that's on my profile. So on my profile, I don't share value posts or anything like that. For me, it's not something that I feel like is going to get everyone's attention. What gets people's attention is obviously results, being polarizing, opinions being straight up. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't post value posts. Now, if you go inside of my Facebook group, there is hundreds and hundreds of value posts. I often post in other Facebook groups as well, with dozens and dozens of value posts as well. So what you need to understand is basically how it works is I use my Facebook profile as a sales billboard. So my Facebook profile is to catch your attention. Now, once I've caught your attention, I'm going to lead you into my Facebook group. Once I've got you into my Facebook group, I'm going to nurture you with valuable content. And once you've understood that I know what I'm talking about, that's when I can close you in terms for my programs, my coaching, whatever it is that I'm selling you. So that's how it's structured. So obviously you don't need a Facebook group. You don't need any of that. If you're good at content marketing, you can make a ton of money just through your Facebook profile.
Nice. I love that structure. So, okay. What kind of person do you add in your Facebook? Because, to me, when I add you, at that time I was into podcasting. I wasn't really into Facebook organic. So at that time you still accept me as a friend. So what kind of people that you add actually?
Yeah, so for me, it really is anyone who has an online business, who wants to grow an audience. And that really is who my ideal customer avatar is. Well, it's mainly people who are making money, who are coaches, course creators, mastermind owners, podcasters, anyone trying to build an audience and then monetize that audience. So that's who I add. And obviously, I don't pay too much attention to it because the way I do it is I will add 2,000 friends a month, just for example, and I'll delete 1,000 people a month. So there's always people coming in and there's always people going out. So that way you're never stuck with the same people all the time. So, because it's one of those things where you can't be super targeted when you're adding people. Like if you go onto a Facebook page or in a Facebook group and you start adding people, you're not going to want to check out every single person, are you? It's going to take up all of your time. So yeah, I really just do it like that. People in, people out, people in, people out.
Okay. Back to your structures of getting people from other Facebook group to your Facebook group. So you create content on other people's group, and then when they see your profile, all they see is the cover photo and your call to action, right? So the cover photo that you put there, it says good karma business, right? So it doesn't really have any call to action. So how do you actually take them to your Facebook group?
Yeah, I do it all through Messenger. One thing that people don't understand is, like, first of all, I don't want people in my Facebook group who are going to base my personality and my character off of a cover photo. So obviously this is branding, and branding plays a big part of how much money you can make, but it's not a crucial part. So for example, personal branding, like you ask most people, what is a personal brand? They're going to tell you it's your cover photo, it's your bio, it's da-da-da-da-da. But it's not. Your personal branding is how you make people feel. It's going to be your content, your opinions. How much does your audience relate to you as an individual, as a business owner, as a real human being? So that's what I focus more on than anything else, if that makes sense. So like that doesn't mean that branding isn't important. It really is important, but don't put it on a pedestal compared to like content or human relationship. Because if you, like, honestly, if you can spend 10 hours a day connecting with people on Messenger, like genuinely connecting with people, you'll never have a problem with money ever again, period. It's human connection.
10
that people
hours
want.
a day?
Yeah, like that's just an example, but like I mean, that's what I was doing. For example, when I made $100,000 in 4 months, I was in Messenger alone, and that I wasn't doing content or anything like that. I was in Messenger for 6 hours a day. Then I had to create content. I had to add friends. I had to do all of that stuff as well. But just in Messenger, I was talking to 50 to 100 people a day when I went from nothing to 100K in 4 months.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy. Okay, no wonder you reached this kind of level at this age, right? All right, I hope you enjoyed that episode with Josh Cousins. So make sure to visit his Facebook group, Good Karma Business, if you want to see how he built a business only on Facebook, okay? And if you want to see how to monetize your podcast on demand in 60 days from scratch, you can check out my virtual summit at podcastforprofitsummit.com. Again, that's podcastforprofitsummit.com. The link is in the description below if you don't catch that, okay? Anyway, always remember that content creators get liked, but content marketers get paid. Ooh, that was awesome. If you want to get people to buy your offer, no matter how much it costs, keep listening. The reason why entrepreneurs could not sell their offer is because they target the wrong customer. And even if they get it right, they still don't know how to sell it, right? So I put together an ebook. It shows you a step-by-step process on how to target the right customer, create a sales message to attract them, and get them to buy your stuff. Amazing, right? So if this is something you're looking for, you can grab it at bit.ly/perfect client ebook. Again, that's bit.ly/perfect client ebook. And if you don't know spelling, the link is in the description below. Grab it now.